What is going on, y'all? This is the new Sony ZV E10 Mark II. I got some early hands-on time with it, and man,
I don't need another camera. I don't. But then I saw this, a vertical menu, and then this, a bigger battery.
If you know, you know.
No, in all seriousness, this camera does offer a lot. But is it enough to tempt me to buy one when I don't need one? Let's talk. So these are a few things that are new with this model versus the previous one. It's the design, the battery, the video quality, and the menu, just to name a few. But I want to first talk about the design of this, and then we're going to dive into the other ones. So this camera, it's the update to the Sony ZV E10. Now, I am one of those that purchased that camera, and I got it because I wanted a lightweight vlogging setup. It ended up in my drawer, y'all. It just wasn't giving the way that I needed it to. It was the battery life, y'all, for me. The battery life sucked. Especially like when I'm using it alongside its parent, if you will. But now that they all got the same battery, I'm intrigued. But first off, the button layout here. So this is what we're looking at along the top, the back, the left side, the right side, and the bottom. So it's kind of similar to the previous version, but there are some changes. Like you'll notice the button along the top where you would toggle between like video, picture, and slow motion. It's now a switch. And the on and off switch, that's different now too. Also, like that found on the ZV-E1. It's almost even hard to tell them apart when they're side by side, especially at first glance. But I do kind of low-key miss the silver dial on the previous ZV-E10. I don't know, I just think it would add a nice pop against the silver lens here. Which is, speaking of, the kit lens is gonna be silver with the white camera and black with the black camera. But if you purchase the kit lens separately, you can only purchase it in black. So if you want that silver, you gotta get that white. Oh, and I almost forgot, like the side here, I also noticed it feels different. It's like more textured, so you know, like you can hear it. You get me? Like it's more rigid versus this, which is more smooth. I hope that makes sense. But the grip on this, I like this one a lot better. It extends out just a little bit more than the previous, which honestly makes me feel more secure when I'm holding this, especially with one hand. Like you're gonna feel a bit more professional with this, or at least I did. You know, I'm gonna speak on behalf of myself because it gave me a sense of confidence by giving me a sense of security in my grip. Like I feel like I'm about to almost drop this and holding it like that, especially with a heavier lens like that. So to have this kind of extend a little bit more beyond what it was, it just adds that extra security. Now the monitor. It is the same size as before, but without the branding as the previous model, which to me looks cleaner and as though it has like a larger display. And the new menu layout, it makes better use of the space. And I also like that it unifies things between the menu on this one and the newer Sony cameras that I have. But the layout along the left, it's upgraded as well. Now matching that of the ZV-E1, as it has a mic and a USB-C port, a SD card slot beneath that, and a headphone and micro HDMI port beneath that. And small detail appreciation here, I like that we can now open this from the side here. It just makes it a little bit easier than before, because on the previous one you had to pull it down from like the top, and I always struggle with that. So I'm able to access this area just a little bit easier now. And I like too that the SD card slot is on the left instead of the bottom, which also matches with the new Sony cameras. So especially with like muscle memory and using different Sony cameras, little changes like that can make a difference. But I love how this is like noticeably lighter, especially with this kit lens. This is something that, you know, honestly, I would normally skip on. I would typically not get the kit lens and either get a different one or just use something I already have. But I actually like this one a lot. First for its size, and then second for its quality. Like I can physically control the zoom from right here along the side. You'll notice like the zoom on this is, let's see, 16 to 50, and the lens doesn't extend too far out, you know, when I'm zooming, so I like that. And another thing that I like with that is that, you know, I can vlog comfortably with this because it has that 16mm. So I can, you know, flip this around without a tripod and just like use my arm and it not be too close up on my face, but I still have the flexibility to zoom in up to 50mm and get some nice detail shots. I mean, it just makes the perfect package for what I'm trying to do, which is like vlog quickly, easily, and discreetly. You know, I was propping this thing up all over the grocery store when I was getting some test shots, and it just blended right in. Versus a bigger, more robust setup, which sometimes can look like you got a production crew. It just draws attention to you sometimes in ways that you don't want. One thing I will say about this is, to me, this is a camera that is really easy to like pick up and shoot with. But it also manages to be perfect for pro camera users. One thing I didn't realize how much I would enjoy is that a lot of settings on this camera can be made in a way where you set it and forget it. And it does it well. Now, yes, I can do this, you know, on larger cameras too. But I notice with those, most of the time I like to, you know, fully control those. But when I have these lighter, more vlog-like setups, I want something that, you know, I can quickly set and forget. But all in all, there are a few things in general that I like my camera to do. First and foremost, I need that flip out screen, which this has. Face and eye detection, check. Audio interface, check. Ease of use, check. Great battery life, check. And amazing video quality. Say less. The video quality on this is just like chef's kiss, you know? Now I'm also gonna throw some camera samples on my IG, so you can feel free to check me out up there as well. And bonus plug, you can always feel free to join that broadcast channel. I do exclusive giveaways and behind the scenes. But outside of that, these are also a few other tech specs, you know, you might wanna know. Now the battery, as you notice, it is the same as the Sony a7S III, so it's gonna give you relatively the same type of battery life. Like, I'm able to now vlog with this all day. But in comparison to the previous model where I would actually find myself sacrificing filming in 4K just to conserve the battery, I now don't even think about it. I can now confidently film in 4K with this one. Am I gonna buy it? Yes, I'm going to buy it. It just checked way too many boxes for me not to. And I'd love to use this honestly for me for like personal use of just grabbing high quality memories in a very small, lightweight, thoughtless setup, but still offers the versatility to have options to have more manual control when I want to. But knowing me, this is probably going to be used for work as well, if not instead of. But yeah, I'm a Sony girl through and through, y'all. And it's cameras like this that make me stand 10 toes down.
Now, pricing wise, this is going for $9.99, and with the kit lens, it's $10.99.
But let me know what you all think down below in the comment section. So, until the next one, y'all, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.